Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss two important topics of structure of atom unit. Number one, de Broglie equation, how to derive and what does it mean, and second, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle along with some numericals. Okay. Now, first of all, de Broglie equation. Now see, just like we studied electromagnetic waves, similarly electromagnetic theory was related with electromagnetic waves. Similarly, de Broglie equation was developed by scientist de Broglie, and it tells us about the dual nature of matter, means it considers the dual nature of matter. Now, dual nature has the same meaning as was there. Dual nature means all matter particles will also behave like a wave as well as a particle. Okay. Now, let us derive the equation, this de Broglie equation. For its derivation, we considered the two main postulates like this. Einstein said that there is a relationship between energy and mass. So the relation was E is equal to mc square, and Planck said that there is a relation E is equal to h nu. Now when we compare these two relations, then we get mc square is equal to h nu. Now mc square is equal to h nu, and one more relation is there, C is equal to nu lambda. So from this relation we come to know that mc square is equal to hc over lambda. Now mc is equal to h by lambda, cc will get cut and we will get this equation. If we rearrange, then lambda will be equal to h over mc. Now see, here lambda is wavelength, h is Planck's constant, m is mass of the photon, and c is the velocity of photon. Okay. Now if we replace velocity of photon by the velocity of microscopic moving particle, then this relation will be like this: lambda is equal to h by mv. Here now m will be the mass of microscopic moving particle. So the equation becomes lambda is equal to h over mv. Now m into v is momentum. Okay, so this relation becomes lambda is equal to h by p. Now h is constant, so we can say lambda is proportional to 1 by p, or in other words we can say lambda is inversely proportional to momentum, or wavelength of microscopic particle is inversely proportional to momentum. Now it means if p increases, then lambda decreases. If p decreases, then lambda increases. Now p is the property which is related to particle nature, and lambda is the property which is related to wave nature. Okay. So what we can say? We can say that if lambda represents a wave character and p represents particle character, so if wave character is more, then particle character is less. If particle character is more, then wave character is less. Okay. Now see, so how can we explain this? It needs to be noted that according to de Broglie, every object in motion has a wave character. Okay. Now whichever object is in motion, then it will have wave character. The wavelength associated with ordinary objects. Ordinary objects means which we can see, which are macroscopic. In that case, the things which we can see, they are ordinary objects and they are called macroscopic. Okay. For them wave is also there, but the value of wave character, or we can say lambda, that is very small and it cannot be detected. But if we look at microscopic particles, okay, just like subatomic particles, electron, proton, neutron, okay, then the value of lambda is such that we can detect it properly. Okay. So this is what de Broglie equation suggests. Now let us solve few examples. few numericals. First is the mass of an electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kg. If its kinetic energy is 3.0 into 10 raised to power minus 25 joules, calculate its wavelength. Okay, now see what we are given. We are given kinetic energy and mass of electron. We have to calculate the wavelength. Wavelength means lambda is to be calculated. Now, since electron is microscopic particle, so we can calculate its wavelength by using de Broglie equation. De Broglie equation is lambda is equal to h over mv. So, what else is given? M value is given, lambda is to be calculated, h value is known, so v value is to be calculated. Now kinetic energy is given, so kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Okay, so v value is equal to 2 times kinetic energy divided by m, and there will be square root of this quantity. So this value comes out to be 812 meter per second. Okay, now let us see another example. This is calculate the mass of photon with wavelength 3.6 angstrom. So in solution, okay, now see what is given to us. Wavelength is given. Wavelength is 3.6 angstrom. So 1 angstrom we know it is equal to 10 raised to power minus 10 meter. So lambda is equal to 3.6 angstrom, and it is 3.6 into 10 raised to power minus 10 meter. Now de Broglie equation is lambda is equal to h over mv. We have to calculate the value of m. So m is equal to h by lambda v. Okay, now h value is this much, h value is this much, and this is lambda value, this is v value. So from here we can calculate the value of m. Okay, so where we can apply this? We can apply this equation where we are given microscopic particles. Okay, now let us discuss second very important topic, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Now what is the principle? This principle states that it is impossible to determine simultaneously the exact position and exact momentum or velocity, one and same thing, of a microscopic particle. Okay, here we are talking about electron, so we can write of electron. So what is the mathematical form? Delta x into delta p is greater than equal to h by 4 pi. For mathematical purposes, we will take delta x into delta p is equal to h over 4 pi. Okay, now what is delta x? Delta x is uncertainty in position, and delta p is uncertainty in momentum. Now momentum is the product of mass and velocity, so delta v is equal to uncertainty in momentum. Means delta v is uncertainty in velocity and delta p is uncertainty in momentum. So whichever thing we are using, whatever is given according to question, we can use either this equation or we can use this equation. If we are given uncertainty in momentum, then this is to be used. If uncertainty in velocity is given, then this can be used. Okay, so this is Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Now see what it means. If the position of an electron is known with high degree of accuracy, then the velocity of electron will be uncertain. So what does it mean? If we are taking electron, we are talking about electron, and if we have determined its position with accuracy, then its delta v or delta p value will not be accurate. There will be some uncertain, that value will not be correct one, there will be some mistake, or we can say that value will not be exact, it will be different from the exact value. Okay, now on the other hand, if the velocity of the electron is known precisely, if velocity is known, then position will be uncertain. Okay, means we cannot certainly say that these are the values of delta x and delta v. If our delta x value is correct, then delta v value will be wrong. If delta v is correct, then delta x value will be wrong. Or we can say in place of wrong word, we can use the word uncertain. Okay. If we are certain about delta x, then we are uncertain about delta v. If we are certain about delta v, then we are uncertain about delta x. Okay. Okay, so this was the explanation of Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Now the topic is, suppose we want to check the position and velocity of electron. Suppose this is the topic. Now we want to determine these things for electron. So how can we check? If some car is moving, then how we can detect that it is moving at a high speed or at a low speed, or where it is parked, it is here nearby us or it is far away from us? How can we check? We can check only when we are able to see it. So if we have to know these properties of electron, then first of all it should be visible to us. Now anything is visible when there is some light which is thrown on that particular object, then only it is visible. Now in order to see electron, first of all we have to throw some light on it. Okay. Now light, as we know, is made up of photons. Okay, light is made up of photons. Now when we throw light on an electron which is moving in the atom, inside the atom, then in case we can detect its position exactly, then its velocity, its exact velocity cannot be determined. Why? Why it cannot be determined? Because light is made up of particles. Those particles are called photons. Okay. Now when we see from this diagram, it is very clear. So see, this is the path which should be followed by electron. Okay, say it is the orbit. Now this is the electron. In order to see it, what we have to do? We have to throw some light. So this is light which we are throwing on electron so that it is visible to us. And how we are visualizing it? We are visualizing it with the help of microscope. Okay. Now as soon as this photon of light strikes with the electron, it is also made up of particles. This is also a particle, subatomic particle. So when these particles collide, then whatever was its own path which was supposed to be followed, that is not followed by the electron, and it starts following a new path. Okay. So what can we say? If we have detected exactly that position of electron was here, then what we are not able to detect? We are not able to detect its original velocity or its original momentum. For momentum, it will be changed one. It will not be the same which was there earlier, because the velocity of electron has changed because of striking photon. From where photon came? From the incident light. Okay. So that is why we say that we cannot determine both the things at the same time with exactness. Okay. Now where is it applicable, and what are the different values which we can observe? We can see it in the significance of uncertainty principle. Okay, now see, the effect of uncertainty principle is significant only. Now what we are discussing? We are discussing significance of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Okay. Now it is significant only for the motion of microscopic objects. Only for microscopic objects we will get some significant value or observable value. Okay. But for macroscopic objects we will get negligible value. Okay. Now let us prove it with the help of examples. Now if uncertainty principle is applied to an object of mass say about 10 milligram. Now see, we have taken such object which we can see. So we have taken a milligram, 1 milligram. 1 milligram, if we convert it in kg, it becomes, milli stands for 10 raised to power minus 3 in the beginning we have done. Gram means 10 raised to power minus 3 kg. So it comes out to be 10 raised to power minus 6 kg. Okay. So we have taken an object having mass this much. Now we are applying uncertainty principle. Okay. So delta V into delta X is equal to H over 4 pi M. So after solving this, we will get this much value. So product of delta V and delta X is equal to 10 raised to power minus 28 meter minus 2 second inverse. Now the value of this obtained is extremely small and is insignificant. Insignificant means we cannot even observe it, we cannot even determine it. Okay. Therefore, one may say that in dealing with milligram sized or heavier objects, the associated uncertainties are hardly of any consequence. Okay. So there is no usefulness of delta V or delta X in such cases if the size is of macroscopic range. Okay. Now in case of microscopic objects like electron, this value obtained will be much larger. Much larger means it will be determined, it can be determined easily. Now when we can determine the value, then it means it has consequences, it will play its role, there will be some effects which we can see. Now let us take microscopic particle. Okay, now we have taken electron. Electron has mass this much. Okay. Now when we determine delta V into delta X value comes out to be 10 raised to power minus 4. Now suppose that we want to find out exact location of electron. One thing we have to find out either this or this. Now here what we have taken, we have determined uncertainty in velocity. So we have considered that suppose uncertainty in position is this much. Uncertainty in position is 10 raised to power minus 8 meter. Then what will be the uncertainty in velocity? So this value we have taken 10 raised to power minus 8 meter, and this value is to be calculated. So if we calculate, then delta V value comes out to be 10 raised to power 4 meter per second. Now it means that this is the value which can be easily determined. Okay. Now see what result we can draw. It therefore means that the precise statements of the position and momentum have to be replaced. Precise means exact statement, that exactly this should be the value, that exactness should be replaced by statements of probability. Okay. Now here word comes probability. So this gave idea for quantum mechanical model of atom which is accepted. So what we say, probability in position and probability in momentum. Okay. So probability word came after this much discussion. Okay. Now how to apply this uncertainty principle for numericals? Now let us take this numerical. A golf ball has a mass of 40 gram and a speed of 45 meter per second. If the speed can be measured within accuracy of 2%, calculate the uncertainty in the position. Okay, now see, we are given speed value 45 meter per second, and it is given that uncertainty in position is, means we have to calculate first uncertainty in position. So it is said that accuracy is of 2%. So how can we calculate the uncertainty in velocity? So uncertainty in velocity or speed is equal to speed multiplied by the percentage of accuracy. So 45 into 2%, it comes out to be 0.9 meter per second. So delta V value comes out to be 0.9. Okay. Now this is said for uncertainty equation, Heisenberg uncertainty equation, which is this. Okay. Now we will be using this equation for calculating the value of delta x. We put the value of h, then 4 pi, m value, m is given 40 gram, and delta v, okay, gram is to be converted in kg. So it is 40 gram into 10 raised to the power minus 3. Okay, so it becomes now kilograms, because see, mass should be taken in kilograms, because here the units of h are, h has units either joule second or kilogram meter square per second. So in this type of questions, we have to remember that our mass should be taken in kilograms only. Here it is given in grams, so it is to be converted in kilograms first. Okay, and velocity should be given in meter per second. So when we use this, then we will find delta x value equal to 1.46 into 10 raised to the power minus 33 meter. So on the basis of what we have discussed today, you have to solve these home assignments. Okay, thank you.